This is the day your life changes forever. And I don't say that lightly. You being here on this page is for a reason. I'm going to help you claim your crown to become royal in the essence of actually living up to your full potential in this group. Nothing held back. I'm going to help you like never before get to your goals, become your true self and your best self, and put on that crown that you deserve. I believe that abundance is your birthright. And being royal, obviously, some are born into that. I think it also is a mindset and a standard you have for yourself. And I'm no special case study on like what is possible. I came from nothing, more than that pretty soon, but this goes for you and anyone you know can go through the same exact process and do the unbelievable, to do the unthinkable, to change their lives like never before. And this is a free community. So let's jump into it right now. Kind of show you exactly what it means for you and what you can expect by being here. Number one, this is all about becoming royal. Because you have to be it first. It is a be situation, like a human being. Now, for those who don't know who I am yet, I hate talking about myself, but you should know why, so trust me, listen to me, and kind of what my credentials are. So first and foremost, I've been featured in tons of publications from breaking records on like Real Estate Today, USA News, Maxim, Authority magazines, Prime Video, and the list goes on. I've been on tons and tons of different platforms out there, and I run one of the top teams, I used to, at eXp Realty. Now I'm on a commercial and real estate firm called Deep Spring. And across my firm and my team, production, and myself, we're about $3.7 billion in production over the past few years. For clarity for you, most agents do 2 to 3 transactions a year. Last year, I think that 76% of real estate agents sold 0 homes. Just for context for you. And I'm also a best-selling author, TV show host, more on that here pretty shortly. I reached tens of millions of people through my own platforms and built a multi-7+ figure business from zero. This is my team ranking that I've done so far across America and my company at eXp Realty, or that formerly to this. That is some of the largest brokerage out there, number 4 for production, number 1 for independent brokerage. So being this high ranking is a really hard feat to do, year to date, week to date, month to date, and so forth. I also still do this as my main business. For now, my main goal is to really just do this. Like, this is why I'm making this right now. My whole entire goal in life to help more people live life on their own terms and eventually affect billions of people around the world in a positive way. Now, I use my commercial and my real estate firm to help me fund this business and fund my dream in my life. But we do deals up to $90+ million and higher and all between. This is a host I'm a part of the TV show called American Dream. You can see here it's on HCTV, Prime Video, Roku, list goes on. We have 50+ million views on Facebook alone, not including outlets like these platforms here. It's also a 3X Emmy-nominated TV show as well. This is my best-selling book I made called Real Estate Secrets. Up next to Alex Mosey's book, Brand Turner, #1 spot for real estate releases as well, and a lot more other categories. And I've also have mastered the state of marketing over the past few years. I've done thousands and thousands of sales calls and thousands of leads generated for companies, become one of the best recruiters in the world, reach millions of people with my own unique social media platforms, getting around probably 30 to 40 million views in the past few years. And I don't say any of that to brag and to impress you, but to impress upon you. If I can do this, there is nothing you cannot do yourself. And I mean that. I'm going to say it one more time. If I can do all I've done so far. I feel like I'm just getting started. There's nothing you cannot do yourself. And when I say that, I mean that because I was not always this well put together, this handsome, this successful, and so forth, or well spoken. I grew up in a broken home where violence was my earliest memories. And the story actually gets worse than that. And for context on how broken home I was in, these shoes I have on right now was my dad's. He wore like a size 10. And I'm like 5 in this photo. So that is how, in poverty I was growing up. But it gets worse than that. I also was born with lead poisoning until I was 6. And that affected me greatly. I couldn't speak correctly, I couldn't think correctly for the longest time until probably like 10. I actually remember crying to my mom saying I would never learn to read. And then luckily, it left my system completely. I started fast tracking my growth and my intelligence and everything else. And to fast forward later on, I had a 4.0 GPA in college, all honors rows. I was a college club president, and I was top of all my classes. And I tutored pretty much all my payrolls in every class I had, regardless of what it was. So luckily, I got past that. But do you know those stories where like, man, it cannot get any worse than that? Well, that's also me as well. I also was molested when I was 5 years old by 2 older boys that pinned me on them and on the little sister and even my little cousin. What's you hear on me? I also was picked on constantly from 3 until like high school, probably a little after that as well. For my speech impediment I had back then, it was really bad. And to make matters worse, I also was homeless off and on from 12 to 18, and in some regards, kind of 22. And because of all this, you can probably imagine I went through a lot of stress and trauma and not feeling like my life meant anything. I wanted to not live many times. I remember sleeping on frozen benches. I recall sleeping in stairwells, or not having a place to stay some nights, or having no food, or my friends' parents saying you can't stay here anymore, you've been here too long. As I moved so much, I've lost count on how many homes and places I've moved by the time I was 18. And to kind of go even back a little more too, like how bad my life was back in the day. Again, not to make you feel bad for me, because I'm happy all those things happened. Because now I can do this for you, help you get past your traumas and your trials and stipulations and so forth. But like my 7th grade teacher, Mrs. Brown, told me I would never amount to anything, not even push a shopping cart. Let that really sink in. I was 6 at the time when she told me that. And fast forward to today, I've done all these things because I learned one, never to give up. And I've spent thousands and thousands of hours learning about business, psychology, marketing, sales, real estate, obviously, and also, most importantly, ourselves, personal development, how to really, claim that crown that we all want in our lives. And I've invested probably $250,000 in my own mentorship programs myself that I've bought from other people and gurus and coaches and programs in the past 5 years alone. $250,000. And I'm gonna help you fast track all that, all the books I've read, all the trial and errors I've been through, my mistakes, my lessons I've learned, my fast tracks that I paid and invested for, all for free in this group to help you not to go through what I went through and get through as fast as possible. And I have no doubt that if I can come from all this, from being homeless, being molested, having no support, having no handout, coming from the bottom of the bottom to now being a 7+ figure entrepreneur, a best-selling author, reaching millions of people, then there's nothing you cannot do yourself. Write that down. If I can do it, me, there's nothing you cannot do yourself. And how hard your past is, your present is, it does not define your future. Now, why should you join this free community? Obviously, one, it's free, but two, this is your chance and your calling and your sign to claim your crown. Connect with an amazing community of like-minded people like you, people who are trying to become their best selves, people who are driven, hungry, ambitious, who are willing to use their past lessons and past mistakes in the past in general as training for their futures, and to also create a bigger impact. Now, I believe that the best leaders make more leaders, which is why becoming royal is kind of our thought process. So I believe that kings and queens, they are the servants of the empire, of the kingdom. And it's all role to help empower the people, to protect them, to advance them as a knight or another king or queen so they can become the best of us as well, which is the core thesis of this community. These are all people who are just like you, who are tired of struggling, who are tired of being sick and tired, who are wanting to have a better life, and they know they can do it. They know deep inside that you are meant for more. That you have a purpose so much greater than you know. And this is why we're making this community right now, for all us being in one single spot. And it gets even better. This is a place to achieve your dreams. And you get all these free bonuses. You get monthly live calls with me and our team. You get daily strategies, endless support, a true community is there for you, and a path to your crown. And so much more. Now, all this sounds great. I get it. But it gets even better because we have helped countless people. I've been doing this now for 12 years. Like, if I really go back real quickly and kind of show you live time, where I started from in my sessions. My first ever YouTube video that I did was 10 years ago, and it was 47 seconds long, and it felt like a lifetime. It was terrible, it was cringe. I did not know what I was doing back then, other than like how to overcome hardship at that point in time. I was just like out of that really rock bottom situation to now doing all this stuff. And in that time, I was coaching people off and on for the last 10 years. And since then, I got really, really good at doing so. Julie got $13 million in new business in 7 days. Victor started charging 7%. We have Gabby making $150,000 in 62 days after trying for 6 months before she met us, making nothing. We got 10 listings in a week. Now, obviously, all these testimonials here are all about real estate. But this applies to any kind of business, or if you're a creator, or if you are a employee, or even a C-suite person. And this is how we can really... Hi, buddy. This is how you have a family that you love and really want to be part of. This is why I'm doing this whole entire community for you, to have more access and to be that example for the people in your life. And this is why we are going to help you get to the next level in your life, in your business, here on out. Say hello. Say hello. Good job. So this is your sign. Join the community. Do so now. Hit join. I will see you at the top. Abundance is your birthright, and the crown is yours. All right, buddy.